Hello. So today's topic is mutable and immutable types. There are two types of data. The first is mutable and the second is immutable. So in case of immutable types, we can change the value. We cannot change the values at the same reference. So far we know that we cannot change the value in a tuple. So if we declare a tuple a is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I have defined a tuple with 4 elements. I cannot, since tuple is immutable, I cannot change any of the individual element of the tuple. So this a of 0 is equal to 5. So this statement should give error because I cannot change the value of a single element of a tuple. Also, I cannot add a new element in the tuple. The length of this tuple is 4. So I cannot now increase the length of this tuple using any append function or extend function. So that also will give error. Now we should remember that these are immutable types: integers, floating point numbers, booleans and string. Okay, string is also sequence and we cannot change individual. For example, name is equal to hello world. This names, if I want to change the only fifth index of the string name to k, so this line also will give error. So hence it is immutable. String and tuples are immutable types. Integer, floating point number and booleans are also immutable because we cannot change the value of value without changing the reference. Reference is address. We cannot change the value without changing the address. So a is equal to 3. This is an integer type. What this means is a is a variable which contains the address of a number 3. So in the next line, if I assign 5 to a, here now a will contain address that will point to 5. Value is not getting changed, but the address inside the pointer is getting changed. Value cannot change here, only the address in that a variable will change. So remember, integers, floating point numbers and booleans, these are immutable types. Then after this we have mutable types. In mutable types we have list, dictionary and set. So to represent a list, I can write L is equal to this is the format in which I can represent a list. List is represented with the help of these square brackets and all the elements are comma separated. So if I want to access any element, I can access this with the help of an index because it is a sequence. So L of 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. L of 3 is 2. So if I want to change this value, the element with the 3 and index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, we can easily change it. So now if I print this list, it will not give error. Here it will, these two lines will give error. Okay, so my execution will stop here itself. See, the error I get is, here is the error. It is a type error in line 5. The tuple error is tuple object does not support item assignment. That is, we cannot assign anything, we cannot assign any item of a tuple something. So after removing these lines, if I try to run this program, here I get 64375. Okay, initially the list was 64325. Next, after this assignment, my list is 64375. So I can easily change the values in a list. Similarly, I can extend the length of a list. If here I write L dot append 10, and then I again and print it, then what value I'll get? Okay, now the length of the list is 6, so the value 10 got added, it got append at the end of the list. Hence the list is immutable, and also dictionaries are hence the list is mutable, and dictionaries are also mutable. So here is just one example of dictionary. Here dictionary K I am taking. Dictionary is enclosed in curly brackets, and each element of a dictionary is key value pair. So A so if I enclose anything in single quotes, it is a string. So here A is a string, it is a key which is a string, and the second element is a number, is a key, it is a value which is a number, because it is not enclosed in double quotes. And also dictionary is not ordered. Now if I try to print this dictionary, the second one is the dictionary, first one is our modified list. And if I try to modify the dictionary, I cannot access the elements of the dictionary with the help of indexes. Here I will have to use key. So I'll take one of these key. Here I am taking key C, and assigning it value 70, and then printing it. And if I run the program, I will get the modified dictionary. Here the value of C is 70. Hence dictionary is mutable type. Next is expressions. So an expression is any valid combination of operators and atoms. So in maths we have seen mathematical expressions. So those are arithmetic expressions. So some of the with the help of operators and operands, what we form is an expression. So when I write A is equal to, let's say I take this input from the user, with the prompt string. So here this is prompt string. Whatever I write in this input function in the format of string, this will get displayed on my console. This is console, this command prompt. So whatever, this is a prompt string, so this string will get displayed on the command prompt. So if I take the input A and then I take another input from the user B, so using these two A and B are operands, and here I am using plus operator. So A plus B, this is an expression, this is an arithmetic expressions. Other arithmetic, so plus is an arithmetic arithmetic operator. What else? Plus, minus, divide, exponent, these all are arithmetic operators. Then other than arithmetic operators, we have logical expressions also, and logical expressions are logical expressions are those expressions which will give logical output. Logical is there are only two logics, 0 and 1, true and false, Boolean logic. So what kind of expressions give these kind of outputs, true and false? Or and. So if I use see, this true is a keyword, false is also a keyword. So if I use or Boolean operator, what output I'll get? True or false. This is true or false is a Boolean expression. It will get evaluated and the computed result will get printed with the help of this print function. So true and or false is true. Then we have and. And not. So first this is true, then and, not and false. So first this part will get evaluated. So not false is true, and then here true and true, I will get true. So if I run this program, enter first number, okay, logical expressions, the output of logical expressions is true and true, which is correct. So here first not false is evaluated, and then this and is evaluated. Hence there is an order in which expressions are evaluated. Whenever there is arithmetic operators, so the order is first of all exponents are evaluated in the program, then bitwise not, after this we have multiplication, division, modulus, then there is plus and minus, then there is bitwise and, bitwise XOR, and bitwise OR. Later after this there are comparison, relational operators, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. So this is the operator precedence order of all the operator which one is supposed to remember, because in exams generally questions are asked, they will give you a mathematical one expression, any kind of mathematical or logical, and they'll tell you what is the output, they'll ask you what is the output of the expression. So you will have to keep in mind this operator precedence and calculate the value. Then there is one exercise, one question. So if I assign A and B 3,6, so what will be the value of C, which is B by A? So A is 3, which is C, so both are integers, B and C is equal to B by A. Here B and A both are integers. So my value is 6 by 3, it should be 2.0, because this division operator returns the floating point number. So C, value of C is 2.0 and not 2, because the division operator returns a floating point number. 2.0. And now if I want only the integer part and not the point decimal part, then I should use floor. This is floor division. Here I will get integer. The decimal part gets truncated and we get only integer in the floor division. If I use here mod sign, so mod returns the remainder of two numbers, so 6 mod 3 is 0. So because both numbers are integer, I will get an integer output 0. But if one of these two number, B or A, is not integer but floating point number, then I will get this C will be floating point number. If any one of these two numbers, A or B, is floating point, then I will get the resultant C as floating point number. Otherwise, if both are integer, I will get integer. If any one of these two numbers, A or B, is floating point, I will get floating point. C. Yeah, here the value of C is 0.0 because B contains a floating point number. Now if my expression is a relational expression, for example, P comma Q is equal to 3 comma 6. And I take a relational expression here, P greater than Q and less than Y. Here if I substitute the values, three greater than 6 less than 9. So how will this get evaluated? First I will have to start from the left hand side. So first it will check if 3 is greater than 6. If 3 is greater than 6, this is false. Okay, false. Then it will check if 6 is less than 9. Okay, this is true. So false and true, that I will get the result false. So final result is false. So this expression is equivalent to 3 greater than 6 and 6 less than 9. So here I have divided one expression from starting from left hand side into smaller expressions and then solve these expressions and print the final output. So here the output will be false. Okay. Then there are there is one more expression, one more example expression. Five less than 10, 10 less than 5, or 3 less than 18, and not okay. Here, so first of all, what according here I will have to check. There are many kind of operators, boolean operators here, so I will have to check the precedence order, which one is supposed to be solved first. So according to the precedence operator, first of all, not is calculated, not is solved. So 8 less than 18, this is true, so not of true is false, so here I will get false. Okay, then so first expression and second expression. So instead of putting expression 1 2, I will put a blank, or and this is not of true is false, so this is false. Okay. Then 5 less than 10 is okay. Starting from here, 5 less than 10, this is true. So I will put true. Then second expression, 10 less than 5 is false. So here I will put false. 3 less than 18 is true. So now in this I will have to check the which operator I will have to solve. So first AND is solved. So now there are two AND operators. So starting from the left hand side, this AND will be solved first. So true and false is, it is false. Okay, then second AND will be solved. True and false is again false. So now false, now only one OR is left. False or false is false. So I should get false. Okay, I got, so the value of the expression is false. So this is how we have to solve one expression with operator precedence in mind. Hence learning that operator precedence, which was shown here, it was important to remember that order of precedence. Next is typecasting. So typecasting is when we change the type of a data. For example, if the data type is already in integer, already a integer type. For example, if the data is a is equal to 3, so here a is an integer type, and if I want to change this to some string, now if I want to know the type of this number, this variable, and I print it, what will I get? It will print that this is an integer. Okay, type is, class is int, so this is an integer type. And now if I want to change this integer type to string, so what will I have to do? B is equal to string of a, and then I here in the, so what is the type of B now? It is, first it was int and then it is string, and if I string this B itself, this variable B, what will I get? It is 3. This is, so these this str is a typecast of, this is typecasting. We are casting, we are changing, converting the type of an integer to a string. And if I want to, if there is already a string 9, and if I want to convert it into integer, then see, first it was string, then it got converted into integer. And if this is a floating point number 9.0, and I convert it into int, so first it is float, then it got converted into int after using this int typecast function. And if it is initially integer and later I make it float, convert it into float, so first it was integer, then with the help of the float typecast function, it got converted to float function, float data type. And here I had written first 9, now when I print it after typecast, I will get 9.0.